Reuters.
The windy, barren lands of the Sahara in northern Niger. Less than a kilometre outside the oasis town of Ingall, Agali Bazo is hunting for dinosaur bones. He's found what he believes is a thigh, but he'll have to wait for professional scientists to confirm. Now his priority is to protect the fragments of fossilized bone with special resin glue. From the time he was a young boy, Agali was fascinated by the work of visiting researchers in his region. But Agali's quest is now a lonely one. Few scientists come to Ingall. Fighting between Tuareg rebels and government soldiers mean that Agali's only companion at the dig is a children's book he was given on paleoanthropology.
It's a great help because real archaeologists are in it and explain how I should do my work. If I need to make a mold, I know how to do it now. Looking at this book helps me respect this work too.
Agali and the paleoanthropologists who've been here firmly believe that these bones should be protected and treasured as part of man's history and the world's heritage. In November 2007, scientists who'd been working in northern Niger announced they had found a new type of dinosaur with 10 rows of teeth that was common to these parts 110 million years ago. Finding fossils here is easy if you know how. The remains of ancient creatures are frequently just a few centimeters from the top layer of soil.
Je peux vous montrer comment je découvre les fossiles. Par exemple, maintenant,
I can show you how I find fossils. For example, right now I'm looking, and I can see this. There, you see the green soil here? Immediately, I know that there's a fossil here.
5 years ago, Ingall was a bustling trading centre, but the new main road to northern Niger bypasses the oasis by over 100 kilometres, and the town is dying. Hundreds of residents have left to find work elsewhere. Those left behind, like stall owner Mohammed Burit, have little time for the history surrounding their home, despite Agali's enthusiasm. Their only question is whether his work will bring back business.
Agali and I are not the same. He's already traveled the desert. He's already lived. I'm just here doing my work and trying to make enough so I can eat.
I see the importance of Mr. Dinosaur's work, because if dinosaurs are promoted, then tourists will come, buy things from our stalls, camp and rent our houses, and there are profits in that.
With the help and guidance of a Japanese paleoanthropologist who came here in the late 90s, Agali collected some of the more important bones he'd found and put together an exhibition in Ingall's fort. Every day he comes here to sweep away the invading desert dust, hoping that today tour operators will appear with busloads of tourists to put his town back on the map. But Ingall is too remote. It takes over 2 days to get here from the country's capital, Niamey, and there's nowhere to stay. In 2006, Agali only got 3 visitors, and Ingall's historical monument is crumbling around him.
Les bâtiments, c'est un fort. En 1917, c'était un fort.
This is a military fort from colonial times built in 1917. In 1948, it became a community school, and in 1998, we turned it into a museum because it's an historic site which we must preserve. That's why I'm here, and I try to promote it. I can't let it go completely to ruin.
So far, Agali's digging hasn't changed much. He's also had to face the fact that dinosaurs aren't earning him a salary. So he now spends his days as a driver and mechanic for a development organisation.
I had some family problems for a while. They claimed their rights. I had a diploma in car mechanics, which saved me. I went back to being a mechanic so I could provide for the family and so I could keep doing my work with the dinosaurs, which is what I really want to do.
It took time, but these days the disputes are over and Agali's family are his biggest fans. As tradition dictates, he's offered tea as soon as he comes home. Within minutes, all the disappointments of his day fade when he sees his wife and children.
I didn't understand why dinosaurs were important or my competition. They were competition for me, and in our culture there's no value in them. But now, thank God, I understand what dinosaurs are and their importance.
Mon fils a déjà connu ces sites et j'espère.
My son already knows the sites, and I really hope that he will take over from me one day. He will do it. He'll find his heritage and value it. And perhaps the world will help him to continue to fight for this, like me.
In the late afternoon, Agali visits one of his favourite spots. Here lie the remains of a rainforest, their trunks now petrified in stone. Agali is determined not to let his town die like these fossils, so he'll carry on digging up dinosaur bones. But unless he gets help from the outside, it's unlikely that his passion and enthusiasm alone will be enough to bring tourists into Ingall.